Hi guys, my name is Miller and welcome back. Finally, in-game we get probably alongside Need for Speed Most Wanted's M3 and Initial D's Toyota AE86, one of the most iconic cars ever to exist. Brian's Nissan Skyline GTR R34. We all have had that one time when we raced a game which had custom decals and stuff, and there was always that one guy who was running around in an R34 with this livery. I must say hats off to Natural Motion for the work they put into this car. It has even the smallest details right, like the nitrous bottles next to him, even when you didn't even have the nitrous upgrade installed yet, and also right side steering. And I've seen many people in the community get this car as well, and that shows what an impact Fast and the Furious series and Paul Walker have had on people. The car cost me 22 euros like any other T5 car would be. When it got delivered, I got a huge rush of nostalgia go all over me, wanting to go back and watch the old Too Fast Too Furious movie. I feel though they missed a chance showing that the car has a nitrous purge system, for example when you just get to the starting line. Now that would bring up some memories to the past. But overall, this car is definitely stunning and amazing to look at. Only downside for me is that it's a tier 5 car, while in reality I would have maybe put it in tier 4 or maybe high-end tier 3. But that doesn't change anything about the car itself. The current record in this car so far has been a 7.81. Something odd that I noticed again this time: when you buy the car, in the first free crate you're most likely to get your first stage 6 spot. This is crucial this time around, as the Skyline is a Nissan of which we already have many cars of in-game, and undoubtedly many of you guys already have lots of fusion parts in stock for it. This is very helpful to build up the car fast. The total prices of the event are exactly the same as Suki's Fieldsight S2000, and it comes down to 925,000 cash, 780 gold coins, 270 bronze keys, 100 silver keys, 14 uncommon, 9 rare and 8 epic Nissan fusion parts, on races 25 and 27 each a stage 6 spot, and of course the final race 10 gold keys. Again we see 2 stage 6 spot trend, and here they are very important. One on race 25 with a time of 9.634 is needed, and 2 races later on race 27 you'll need a 9.190 for the second stage 6 spot. The reason why they're so important this time around is that this event is very doable again with only 3 stage 6 spots, as long as you don't end up with an intake. The event also lasts 7 days with a free crate every day, which means if you bought the car 2 days ago you will end up getting the free loyalty reward and end up with 4 stage 6 spots eventually. This combined with the ability to buy R35s in the store and strip them makes it a beautiful mix to beat the event without having to buy additional crates. On my first free crate I got Nitro stage 6 spot, which is by far the best one to get. On race 25 I got an intake, which ironically is the worst one to get. In the race 27 I got a body stage 6 spot. All that combined made my car run at 8.7, which is just not fast enough by a small margin. So I bought some crates for the final stage 6 spot, and eventually I ended up with 2 more, coming down to 40 upgrades and all fusion parts to get to the final race. Here is the tune I used and the final race. Tip to run it: perfect start, shift to 4th and hit nitrous. So for the final race you run against Tej, and he runs an 8.672. As I said earlier, with the worst stage 6 spot that only added half a tenth of a second basically, if that was any other stage 6 spot I wouldn't have had to buy any additional crates and would have finished it with just 3 stage 6 parts. Or I should have waited until next week Wednesday, claim my final free crate to complete loyalty bonus and get the last stage 6 spot, if no deuce of course. With Nissan being a pretty big brand in game with many cars, the drop rate for Nissan fusion parts is remarkably higher, making this one of the easier events we've had so far, and definitely for more veteran players who had time to stock up their Nissan fusion parts. The storyline was nothing special. Last time we ran against Letty, who was using the R34, and we were just trying to piss her off. Now suddenly the roles are switched and Letty is backing us up and we have to show Tej what we're made of. Fun addition for me is that the final 3 races Tej doesn't run in a random car but in his own Subaru WRX STI. Small detail, but I do like it. The last time I didn't mention anything about the racetrack somehow, but now I will. The track is for some long-time players also a throwback. This was the first version of the online racetrack used when the game was released. I didn't play back then, so I don't know how it looked like, but after looking at some videos on YouTube, they have darkened the surroundings, added some highlights, and added some nice additions with at the end, for example, the train crossing the street once both runners pass the finish line. It's nice to see that they dug up an old racetrack and tuned it a little bit to the extent that it really feels like an underground racing scene. Now only if they could use this alongside the ice track and the Santa Palma beach for online races, it would spice things up and make people more enjoy online racing. Now a small rant about the pricing. $20 is getting a little bit ridiculous. I've been saying this for a while now and I just want to say, if a dev is listening, dropping the prices to an extent where buying 2 cars isn't equal to a full Xbox or PlayStation game where you have more cars and actual racetracks would be a great change, and that would attract more people into buying cars. Let's say what about $10 or even 5, but then you can't play the event or get the crates. It would attract much more attention and more people overall. Please change it, as in this way right now it pushes away some big players and not everyone can devote this amount of money to a mobile racing game. Like what happened with the Black Friday sale, the community was so happy and so many bought it. Anyways, I will close off here with this little rant today. Hope it cleared up some things. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a like. Subscribing is always appreciated. My name is Mille. See you around and keep racing.